Ooh.
We got him.
Prisoner, huge. That's right, your eyes are not lying to you. That was the Dead Cells character in this roguelike game. Prisoner, Beheaded, whatever you want to call it. It does show up in Skul the Hero Slayer. And if you are not familiar with this roguelite, it's basically Dead Cells 2 in a way. Just like any roguelike, we won't have every piece from the very beginning, so I couldn't pre-cook this build. We know that the prisoner is a physical skull. Well, he can do magic too, but the version that we'll pick up is hopefully physical. I did happen to find the first part of Wukong, which is another really popular skull in this game. We'll pick it up instead of the ice skull in order to get like a little bit closer to a physical build. And we'll at least get to test it out on the first boss of the game, Yggdrasil Tree. With the boss defeated, the last bit of prep that we need to do is choose a reward called a dark ability. There's a ton of different options here. I'm gonna pick the random one called OCD. This thing boosts the damage I deal to enemies, but if I don't kill it or hit it 10 times in 4 seconds, I lose 5 HP. When we eventually get Prisoner, he's really good about hitting monsters 10 times or one-shotting them, so it shouldn't be that hard to use OCD. But remember, it's a roguelike game, so we still have to make the build to actually do that stuff for us.
We got him.
Prisoner. Charge with shield, dealing physical damage, colliding with enemies. When hit while charging, nullify the attack and counter. And then phaser, teleport behind them, nothing personal, kid. The only thing about running Prisoner is that you don't want to swap off of it. This could be legit, though. I did not heal for that much. I'm at 54. I don't mind trying this, but that felt painful. For those who've never seen this character in this game, basically you pick up cells off the ground, and those give you scrolls. Just like in Dead Cells. Same thing. And these stack. You're getting constant damage up and like defensive stats. Dang, that procced my thing, my recovery. I healed back to 55. That's a nice one-shot mechanic. Oh, did I miss the phaser? That was weird. This is hard. And I'm kind of on a timer too. Like those cells I'm collecting all have like a timer at the bottom of the screen. So I have nothing right now. Took the 5. I have to hit her 10 times. All right. Chat, why is this game so hard? can't see! Alright, she's dead. I couldn't see jack squat. The phaser is what made that a little difficult. Because, like, I feel like I don't always teleport during phaser. And then if I don't do 10 hits, I take 5 damage. That's nuts. Swanicio. You usually never skip that. Sounds like a Swanicio to me. In like 15 hours of gameplay, I got to the dog only. Yeah, the game's hard. It's like a 5 things I wish I knew kind of game, but once you figure out those 5 things, it kind of snaps. Snaps. Cracked tongue again, basic attack amp skill reduction. Ambition. Obtain all the following effects based on the amount of core quartz in your possession. Attack power, skill power. If you have over 10, it starts reducing your max HP and then starts amping your damage. So like you could either have less than 10 or go glass cannon. I'm gonna do this upgrade. I kind of want to pump this up too. I want to really utilize the healing from my circlet. You don't have the desire to keep playing. All you do is spam auto attacks most of the time. It gets kind of boring after a while. Yeah, I won't say that that's wrong. If that's how you end up really like finding yourself playing the game, that may not change. That's why, like, as a 5 things I wish I knew, maybe you would have gone to YouTube and someone gave you how to play Skul and actually enjoy it. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, now I see this is how the game's supposed to be played. Some games really struggle with that. Like, what's to make the player not play a certain way? If it's there, how do you know that that's even, like... It's kind of hard to say the wrong way to play, because it's not wrong. You cannot play this game hitless. I refuse to believe that's possible. Wow. I can't stop this. That's bad. Did I get hit twice? Brap! It gets better once you unlock Dark Mirror? Absolutely, but obviously you have to get there too. Like the first win, it's not easy. It's kind of nasty, actually. I should have maybe considered the skill amp. Like, look at all this crap that I have to deal with. I still took 5? Maybe I should have just used Swanicio. All right, we're definitely gonna heal, I think. Dash attack, increased damage. Got that again. They're gonna keep showing that to me, I think. Fake dead cells right here. Some people say that this character is actually better than how Dead Cells functions. This gives me attack speed and move speed. Hidden Blade Strike, we have none of. We could definitely drop our insignia. And then, like, if I eventually get one of these two, I can change this to strike or something. But we have to, like, kind of refine our build. Our build is definitely not refined right now. Wow, I took 5. For some reason, I thought that if it's hit by a quintessence, it doesn't count against me. Ooh! Now, technically speaking, there's a world where you should swap. I think people don't like Yaksha because I think it actually doesn't play well, if I remember correctly. Like, there's something fundamentally wrong with its moveset. So we'll sell it. But I think there's actually a scenario where I should have taken it. I wish the game had more room variety and level variety. Yeah, I think that goes with every roguelike not called Dead Cells. For some reason, Dead Cells is the only game that managed to have room variety and biome variety. What I will say is that once you get into Dark Mirror, it does the Dead Cells thing where, like, the monsters change based on the difficulty. Like, we aren't seeing Frieza. We thought Frieza was in DM7. It seems to have not shown up yet. All right, I'm gonna lose a lot of HP to OCD. Oh, where am I? I hate that it's a down slam. That's the worst part about this character. Oops. Yeah, I think we need basic attack amp. We do a lot of basic attacks. I didn't know that. I could not interrupt her because she had the barrier. Now, I know I'm doing a lot of basic attacks, so we're not beating the "this game is only basic attacks" allegations. It just happens to be what this character does. D, please kill the healer. No need. Okay, she has to die. This is getting ridiculous. Like, trust me, I want to take her out, but she's on top of, like, a damage aura. There we go. Sheesh. Sheesh. All right. Huge. Assault Shield 2. Charge while charging, nullify damage counter. Phaser 2 does the same thing. But now we have, like, better cell stuff, and I think chests start to show up. First chest of the game. Bruh. Oh my god. Did not counter that. I'm like stuck in here. If I go through that circle, I take damage. That's magic damage. We skip that. Hidden blade. It like has some synergy in here. I guess I'd rather lose the fortress. Yeah, courage gives too much right now. I agree. This is a tough call right here. Keep pumping up your cells on, no, just your bones. Pump your bones for more stats or money, which we're gonna need. I think we have to get money. Like, that's not optional. Good HP. This would have been fun. Masterpiece Mystery. Normal attacks after using a skill do a slash, dealing damage. The slashing attack does 50% more to enemies with lower HP. So Masterpiece, deal physical damage to an enemy, increases your physical damage. So that's like kind of close to Courage. Mystery is like another brand new thing. The big thing right now is this. This I feel like is required so I don't lose the run. Anti-courage. Now there is the scenario that maybe you opt out of revenge at this point. You keep anti-courage. We would have the physical attack for a while. It's just that I take so much damage that I feel as though the revenge is helping us. Of course, if the monster was dead, then maybe we wouldn't be dealing with all that damage taken in the first place. So this one goes for sure. Bleeding allows you to swing terrible blade shards with normal attacks. And again, we're doing a lot of normal attacks. So we have 4 antique, 2 courage. We're 1 away from Masterpiece. We have to keep a lookout for that. Good little pop. Ooh! That slash around me is so sick. That? And then you all tell me the game had stuff like that in it. That's like incredible looking. And it helps deal with OCD as well. We're gonna keep pumping bone. This is gonna be annoying. It's really satisfying. One thing about this game, the animations are so good. I don't think this is a one-hit kill. Fire grenade, we don't use that. How do I know what the curse chest does? I see the icon down there, but there's nowhere you can read icons in this game. It's still on. Nice. It showed a pop-up. It's 100% physical damage and magic damage, and you take 50% more. For how long? When does that go away? You know I don't have a single king run on YouTube for Skul the Hero Slayer. I never got around to doing that. Trying to do the assault shield to actually like counter. That was a bad move. Please die. Curse lasts forever? What happens if I kill 10 monsters and it goes away? Poison enemy tech, amp on poison, critical we don't have, antique duel, deals 4% per max HP. Everything else seems to be poison. Concentrate again. I keep seeing the concentrate. The strike is nice, but we don't really have crit in the kit. This is 15% critical right here. Hand good. Yeah, wheel was our other antique piece. We're losing 45% physical attack to bring that in. Forbidden Sword, I don't know where that's at right now. 263, it's actually almost done. We'll finish it off in this biome. We do have to make a change here. So there's two ways we could go here. We could get basic attack amp, or we can go with item amp. The item we have is a combination of this, the blade shards, and what's the other one? This one, the slashing attack. I believe those are both considered item attacks and not like basic attack. However, we do a lot of basic attacks too. Upon dealing 7 basic attacks, create an electric field that deals damage to surrounding enemies. Based on the higher attack power, incoming damage is decreased. Oh, that's actually kind of sick. I've never seen that before. I'm willing to give it a try. Damage dealt to enemies through an attack from an item is amplified. And it does kinda smack, just to say that. The nice thing about Piety is that if my HP gets low, it was like a big heal coming in. Probably don't need Electric Field maxed out, because we're attacking a lot. All right, so max HP. That's all we got. Yeah, I've never actually posted much Skul the Hero Slayer on my YouTube channel at all. Really just first look, my first like full win, and then Dark Mirror. Oh, I can't get to the other side of this. All right, still full HP, but I'm healing. Oh, this thing sucks. This is the hardest enemy in the game right here. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Howling Egg. Slowly restore HP, but we already have something like that. The concentration stuff all the time. Keep pumping our max HP if possible. No! Crap! That sucks. So the reason why I don't always go for item is that if I'm in a situation where I can use any item, like we can still swerve, at that point I would go for items. But if I need specific stuff, in this case Masterpiece, I will often go for money, where I could potentially manipulate the shop more effectively than trying for RNG. I can't even read that. Wave of Denial, I assume, is something magical. We're too deep in King right now to even consider swapping off of him. And we have like the best moveset too. Assault Shield Phaser. The OCD's really helping out too. I'll get that 1 HP down here. That's worth it. All right, go, 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 move! We're losing time. I couldn't even beat the game on easy mode. I think it's a difficult game that seems easy. I agree. I think it's a very difficult game. Like I said, I call it a 5 things I wish I knew game, because half the stuff you don't even know you're supposed to be doing until you watch someone play a YouTube video of it. There's plenty of good legendary / uniques that you want to find, and the gold difference is very marginal between the rooms. So it's like 500 bucks for doing a an item room. If you think the average is it sells for 500 at this stage of the game. Sick dodge. It hit me twice. That thing's still alive down there. Yeah, so 500 bucks versus I don't know how much. I'd have to see from a gold room. Mandatory gold room right here. Another cursed chest. Chat, that cursed chest is gonna make me take more damage. But this character is the only character that has a cursed chest. Ow! I'm gonna free her, but I'm not gonna use her. Didn't parry. Free that! But we don't use it. Using that resets my attacks. 2023. All right, math majors, get ready. I'm at 2023. We go to 3307. How much money was that? Please and thank you. For an auto attacker, this is not that good of a fight. I have to bait out her abilities somewhere over here before I go in. Which is really annoying. See how she's like on top of her aura? No hold to attack in this game, by the way. I have no idea to this day how we never got hold to attack. All right, big. Damage. To the moon. I don't know what the cap is. Don't worry about it. Dang, I teleported it onto the orb. I hate the down slam. That's the worst thing in this character's kit. Nice.
Legendaries.
Indomitable Dual Mystery. Never seen that before. Hidden Blade. For every normal skill dash, increase attack speed even more. Can replace my Assassin's Dagger. Oh, we finish off this. 60% attack power when attacking with normals and dashes, do slashes. So again, that's all being amped by that item thing. The other option is this thing. Increase physical attack. It's like a whole paragraph. And magic attack by 50%. Fire blazes from your body. The fire damages enemies that come into contact with it. Then fades away. The fire blazes again for 3 seconds. If the fire damages the same monster 5 times, you and the enemy are engulfed in pillars of fire, damaging nearby enemies and doing even more damage. It's a lot of stuff. No one's ever seen this before. How do you not take that? I've never seen that before a day in my life. We gotta see Indomitable Will. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Hang on, hang on. This thing sucks. Not the ability, I mean this monster sucks. There we go, finally.
My indomitable will.
Engulf the enemy in flames. Never seen you before, thanks. This thing gives you a big shield, I believe. Nice. I've never taken it because you don't want to read all that. Fair, fair. Using a skill increases physical attack by 10% for 8 seconds, stackable. Reaching maximum gives you crit rate. Last piece of strike. Slash attack cannot be taken out, I think. Also this, even though really it's only giving us the excess bleed. And then there'd be a world where like Masterpiece just didn't show up. We'll just assume that Masterpiece never showed up. I know this is like one of our items that's doing good damage. We're exchanging that with crit rate and mystery 4. Unleash radiance upon gaining authority, dealing damage to enemies within a large area. I don't think that's an item. I think that's something else. Enemies hit by radiance takes 20% amped damage for 10 seconds. Wow. Masterpiece is fun, it is, but I'm worried that the game doesn't want me to have it. I could roll down forever and it not show up. Or we get what shows up right now and assume that the game knows. They know and I don't. How have I not done a run on this character? Okay, not bad, not bad. I'm not a big fan of that. Shards were dealing more damage since I had Go Getter. Yeah, so my hope is that the global amp might move the needle, like from that thing. That's, I guess on bosses it's gonna be better, right? Broadsword to replace Assault Shield. I kind of like Assault Shield, to be honest. It gives you a reflect. It's like a second dodge roll. Phaser, I just want to see it. The cooldown. 12 seconds. 8 seconds. I have to use Phaser because we have to do as many skill procs as possible. Joan. For a lot of new players, this is like the hard block that you can't get by. The Radiance, though. See how I could iframe through that with Assault Shield? Dead Cells wish it could do that. I'm playing better. I'm playing Dead Cells 2 right now. Legion of Storm, Balrog. We're not doing Balrog. I think that's a throw. There's the masterpiece. All right, max HP. All right, chat, we're doing it. The spam scroll pickup sounds annoying. Accessibility. I don't think that's a thing. Again, there's like a lot of stuff in this game. I don't know if they're still doing development, but there's a lot of ideas that if you sat down with someone who like doesn't play the game all day and just has ideas, you could probably come up with some good stuff that's quality of life. Basic attack damage against enemies is amped. Skill damage decreases. 45% physical damage amp. It's like, are we using skills for damage? Or is all of my damage coming from my basic attacks? Super baby. To be fair, my HP has not dropped in a long time. The reason why we had Super Baby was to scale up our necklace. But at this point, maybe I don't need it. What if all of our damage comes from basic attacks? I've gotten the Dark Mirror 5 and just hard stuck. Builds are just hard to make in the game. Typically, you get like a new mechanic every Dark Mirror, or it might be every 2 Dark Mirrors. Again, as a 5 things I wish I knew game, I think one of those tips is you have to utilize whatever the mechanic is. And that's not to say, oh, that's the only thing that's missing there. Of course, there could be a lot of things going wrong. Oh, God. Chat, he's back. higher level phaser or assault shield and a bunch of cells. Never mind, it's a Sonic Carbine. I think we're all set on that. What do cells do in this? Every 5 cells I pick up gives me a scroll. In this game, I believe brutality is added damage. Survival is damage reduction. And then tactics is probably cooldown reduction. But it's all on a timer. So, like, the faster you play, the more cells you can hold on to. But it caps out at 10 scrolls. Like I said, some people think it's actually a better system than Dead Cells system. All right. Chat, thank you for helping out your fellow gamer in such a hard game as Skul the Hero Slayer. I can still lose here, by the way. This boss is not easy, and not a lot of opportunities to attack, in my opinion. Or at least not enough. Also, I can't tell what the boss is doing. Legit. It's just a rhythm game, and I missed like 4 out of 5 beats. This part never gets old. Devs absolutely popped off here. I can try to parry this. I didn't know what that was doing. Tried to parry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't do it to him like that, V. Wow. That's a cool character. Now, similar to Slay the Spire, you can keep going, or you can go back to base. I don't know if there's any real reason to not keep going. Like, if you die, you just die. I guess it's just time savings. Like, maybe you aren't in the mood to do more. But we'll continue on. I would say this is like spoiler territory for anyone who doesn't want to see the probably not even true ending, but like true enough. No cutscene, but still a lot of content here to see. I could die at this point, and I'd be kind of okay with that, but we may as well see how strong this is. All right, so to fight the heart, like in Slay the Spire, you get your choice between modified antique, increased physical and magic attack for your HP, or every third authority you gain has its effects doubled while also enhancing the radiance. That's 30 seconds to activate. Yeah, that is worse. So every minute the third authority is doubled. I think I'd rather just have bonus HP, like right now. Well, it doesn't give me bonus HP, but it gives me bonus damage. Am I about to fight an optional boss? Yes. I do not have the secret boss that someone was talking about earlier. Apparently that requires, just like the heart, it requires you to pick up stuff along the way, and I've never done that. I believe it's this right here. I've never done this. I have 1 Death Defiance, and I have the necklace that heals me. Really, the issue I'm gonna have with this is I can't jump and attack. And I think a lot of this fight takes place in the air. Why is this so loud? Like, this fight is so incredibly loud compared to the rest of the game. Am I tripping? Apparently I did the parry. You think I know what this boss is doing? You're sadly mistaken. Those cells disappeared? Wait, King is at a disadvantage? Yeah, they disappeared. See, I can't jump attack. Oh, God. What's happening? Crap! Help! Get me out! What's this? It's sucking me in. Oh! I mean, I can hear the cue, but I'm not reacting to it in the slightest. Oh, wow, that was healing? I didn't lose my Death Defiance. That's necklace. Bruh! Where is he? Oh no, we're falling. What a fight. Why am I taking damage? Oh, I can still fight? I still have Death Defiance. Yo, Speedy, good to see you. We're fine, we're fine. But I'm gonna lose 4 cells. For no reason. That's my tax for playing this character, I guess. Crap! I got blown up. How do you do that hitless? He put like an entire attack on the entire screen. I guess I could parry it. Well, I believe my job here is done. Just put an old man in his back on the farm. He's out there with the other old guys doing whatever they like to do. Yo, chat, we did it. Dark Mirror 7, no Frieza. I thought we would see Frieza today, but I guess that's Dark Mirror 8. That actually didn't take very long, 56 minutes. That's a PB for me. Final build, obviously Wukong not used at all. We ended up getting the prisoner swerved into king setup, all auto attack. Every auto attack gives us amped damage, activates items. The items are amped. We have bonus HP. We have healing if we get too low. And then we have bonus damage based on max HP. Could have gone deeper into attack equals crit and stuff like that, but I decided not to. There you have it. Yo, if you like Skul the Hero Slayer, I hope that is a lesson to you on how to get through the game a little bit more confidently, and or at least know a little bit of the 5 things I wish I knew. If you want to know more about Skul, there's lots of channels on YouTube that cover it, but if you want to see other roguelikes, subscribe, follow the channel, do all the things, and maybe you'll see more in the future.